All right, we're back.
Dope.
And we're back.
And
we're back. And we're back. Okay.
Nice, Tara.
Cool. So Tara is going to, or Meryl.
Wow.
Tell us what you're doing.
I am gonna cast Major Armor on myself, as I always do.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, in my mind, like in Cinderella. The wand effect, like when she just like goes spin,
I got
and
you.
it just like
It's like
and
a
then
pixie
it's there.
dust that's just falling.
So I just kind of do that to myself,
Pixie stardust.
and then I point my finger at you, and I say, "Ah," and I give you some.
You have to touch him, but other than that, that's cool.
Sure. And I say, "Ah,"
She said,
and I give
"Thank
you
you."
some.
You have to literally bippity boppity boo.
Bippity boppity, bitch. Bippity boppity, butt. She thought that was funny.
Belle loved it.
You can have hero point for that
Yes!
toilet humor.
That's great.
One a session.
For butt humor.
You get one butt a session.
Yes.
Nice. You being all of you, she's used it.
Well, I'll take it, dude.
Hey, man. I wish I'd
Right.
have sooner.
Right?
It's already happening. I just said it out loud.
Our AC
Well, that makes
is
sense.
stacked, y'all.
Okay.
I think that's like an unwritten rule. We already kind of.
So,
we
you-
try not
We
to.
award each other for things.
It just happens most of the time. Let's be honest. Jake sets it up. I mean, what are we supposed to do?
Mm-hmm.
Not talk about that.
Talk about buttons. Just so you guys
Somebody
know,
say ass to mouth.
these things
We're
are
not
tasty.
gonna talk about butt?
I'm not going to talk about them because I think that's against the rules of
Somebody say ass to mouth.
things, but they're good.
They're wonderful.
Delightful.
All right. As you approach the cavern, so you're on this ledge. It's a fairly large ledge. It's about 10 feet wide at its closest, its most inward point. So it even goes out. So it's comfortable for you to walk on. You're not like scooting along it at your peril. As you get to the cave entrance, you see that actually built into the cave wall is some of this alien architecture that kind of wraps into it, very like organic, very smooth metals, and it pierces the rock, and there's some sort of fluctuating force that's kind of gently kind of moving in the space, creating a wall that you can tell is used to keep the Neolithid from getting out of his cage. So they built it here, and that's why they're trapped here. They can't go beyond this wall that they've set up. It doesn't seem to have any like conventional on and off kind of system. It has more of that like strange braille-like language that you guys can't read even with your special abilities.
Oh, yeah.
Because it can only be read by feeling it. Roll a percent. Well, you have a 19, don't you?
You got extra
Investigation.
As you guys walk up, there is a corpse of a mind flayer that is on the like splayed against the rock as if it had been thrown back. Just kind of. It's been dead a while, but it still has not completely decomposed.
Can I animate it?
There we go.
Go for it.
Great.
How's that
Oh,
look?
I'm so excited by this. She kind of just stares at it for a second, and then she skips a little, and she hurries over to investigate further. And I will animate. Oh, shit. Dead.
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 I pull a pinch of bone dust from a pouch in my collar, and I go.
Yeah, you do.
And it creates an undead servant.
Dope.
It's a zombie
when you do, because of the
horror.
alienness of this creature, this is not something you've animated before. You've never animated a mind flayer. It works, but not in the way that you thought it would, or to the effect that it would. You're gonna need to next time you try to animate a mind flayer, you need to roll an Arcana to see if you can figure out. I'm gonna try to do more of these like applying skill checks to actions kind of things to make an action better or to make an action work correctly.
Right.
I think the good example is rolling a medicine check before you cast Cure Wounds so that the bone doesn't fuse the wrong way. Like, you gotta set the bone the right way,
And
then
Meryl,
cast magic on it.
like,
Just did that.
she would have needed to know.
Well, you're just doing
like,
the scientific
more
thing.
about-
You do it the way you do it.
Right.
And then
Waiting to
next
see
time you
if
do it,
that
it'll be,
works.
eventually it'll be easy enough where you won't have to do that anymore.
Right.
It's just that to represent
Okay.
you learning.
But
So
does it function like
what
a-
happens is that you see its eyes kind of gloss over, but they're now kind of like wet again, and its tendrils start to move around, and its body, on the other hand, starts to kind of wither and melt away, and all that's really left is this like wiggling mind flayer head. But you can grab it. And with it, you can definitely activate the doorways.
What?
That have the mind flayer. Because now, if you can run the tentacles of the undead mind flayer's head against the surface, you
I
can
see.
communicate with it with the speaking with the undead thing.
Great.
You can understand what it senses.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a very fancy
Cool.
key in this.
I love it.
Fancy.
You would know that you could use this back at the base as well to move freely inside of if you needed to. But
Sweet.
yeah, it's a very useful tool.
I want to mount it on a staff of some kind
Cool.
and carry it around.
We'll find your
Yeah.
staff.
Great.
Yeah, there's
I'm on the
a
lookout for a shard of something cool that I could like stick it in and like point it places
For sure.
with.
for sure.
That's some fucking creepy shit.
As
Sounds
for
cool.
right now, you can take some of the lining from your dress, some of the netting, and you
Okay.
can the lining for stomach. you can cut a little hole and make a little like
Pulls it into the
basically
ground.
like a little
I told Diane she could
sack
she wanted
for it,
to
and you
talk,
can
but-
tie it to your
Okay.
waist belt,
Okay.
and it can
Nobody's
kind of hang
happy.
there, and you can like pull it up when you need it.
I
Otherwise,
see.
it just kind of does that. Also, you could probably make an attack with it. I don't know exactly what it would do, so we'd figure that out in the moment. But
Okay.
if you got someone in your face, you could use it
See what it does.
to attack somebody.
Okay.
I'm not going to oversell it to you and say it's really cool or really bad, but who knows? It could be
We'll
really
see.
cool.
Interesting.
So you do that. Meanwhile, Dell has attuned to his dagger. Dagger of Doom.
Oh no.
All right. The Blade of Whispering Madness. You get a +1 to your attack and damage rolls made with this magic weapon. These bonuses increase to a +2 versus any spellcaster. So when you fight anything that casts spells or spell-like abilities, it is more proficient at killing them.
Say that one more time.
It's a +1 to attack and damage, but it increases to a +2 when you're attacking something that's casting spells at you. So if you know it's a spellcaster, it does a +2 as opposed to a +1.
That's tight.
After an attack is made after these are not always the best written things. After an attack with this dagger is successful, the Blade of Whispering Madness is drawn towards that creature, the creature that you just sliced, encouraging you to finish the job. So once you cut something with it, once it tastes the blood of something, the blade whispers to you. It says, "More. Give me more."
Have you ever read If
You-
You Give a Mouse a Cookie?
You innately know the
Similar.
location of any creature struck with this blade. So once you cut someone with it, they cannot escape you.
What?
Sick! Sorry, I didn't mean to yell. That's
You-
awesome.
Yeah, it sticks for 1 minute, as long as they remain within 1 mile of you, or they go to a different plane of existence. It ceases, or if you attack someone else. So as soon as you cut someone else with it, that creature is now the newest creature that it can sense. Whilst holding the blade, you may use your reaction to re-roll a failed save versus a spell.
While holding the blade, I can use my reaction to re-roll a failed save.
Against a spell effect. Specifically.
That's pretty cool.
Not like a trap
Sure.
but like a magical trap.
Yeah. Get out
Max, go get a job.
Oh, he looks so sorry.
He's so sweet. I'm sorry, buddy. You're fine. Just don't eat those things. They're not for you to eat.
Go get a job.
You don't have to have one, though. You're too old. No one would hire you.
The blade whispers to you constantly.
That's interesting.
It's always commenting on your thoughts. It's always
And your hair?
maybe giving you a second opinion. Maybe questioning the intentions of the people around you.
Right.
You have disadvantage on all wisdom perception checks that involve hearing.
Disadvantage on perception checks that involve hearing.
That's like me in real life.
What?
That's fine.
Haha! Bazingo. When making a melee attack, you gain disadvantage. You gain disadvantage whilst, again, there is a spellcaster within 30 feet of you, unless the target of the attack is the spellcaster. So the blade is mostly hungry for creatures of magic.
Heard that.
It wants to drain them of their life force. It wants to. It isn't sentient. It isn't one of those kind of things.
Nasty thing away
It's just
from
whispering.
me.
Incoherently.
But
almost.
it is cursed.
And now, am I cursed?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I already told you the curse. The curse is the disadvantage to wisdom, and that you get disadvantage on any attacks that are against non-spellcasters until you take care of the spellcaster in the area. So it's a very specific disadvantage. It's a pretty cool weapon.
It's pretty dope. The fact
Can you
that
make me a card for that tomorrow?
Yeah.
Not tomorrow, but later.
After later, maybe.
I can.
day night later time.
There's scissors anywhere. I can just cut out this page and give it to you.
Use a knife.
You could just.
No, you don't have to do that.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've done it
I
before.
can copy it.
No, I mean, I've been cutting out of this.
Oh.
This is what I've been doing. Away. Hey, little DM tip,
Hey, cut me out.
guy. I don't know. Maybe you do this already, but I bought these things online. I bought these magic items, and I just printed them up, and I'm just cutting them out, and I'm just giving them away.
Print 'em up.
Print
Come
them up,
out.
come out.
What about?
Give 'em up.
I say things like I printed it up, and like that's magic advice. Like print something off the
You
internet.
could just print it.
Okay, cool. So you've got your dagger, you've got your new madness, so that's fun.
Nice.
And yeah, you guys are kind of standing. You can see. It's a little harder to see with your dark vision beyond this like wall of force, which is what the arch is casting as wall of force.
Oh.
And it wouldn't take you very long to now that you
Yes, as I said before,
now that you
force.
now that you have the mind flayer and you can use it to read the instruments, you can very easily tell what it is just by like.
Cool.
And you can turn it on and off whenever you want to.
The head?
Oh.
No, the
I'm
archway.
not worried about that at all,
Oh.
actually.
Okay, cool.
I mean, the head kind of. I mean, it doesn't do anything unless you
Right.
tell it
High
to,
wisdom modifier.
Okay.
other than just be gross and like flick around
Okay.
and make little
Look.
noises. Yeah, you pick zombies. I don't know.
I almost took expertise in perception.
So it's up to you guys. What do you want to do? You want to just
Stab
drop,
something with this rock.
I think it's time to fight this fucker.
drop the force field and walk into
let's
the
walk
jam?
Let's go kill this guy so I can kill Hallister with my new knife.
Yeah, dude.
Ultimate spellcaster.
Uh-huh.
Ultimate.
What's our plan?
Ultimate
I mean-
smell cast.
I'm gonna hang back.
What do you think?
So to paint the scenario, like you can see inside this cavern fairly well. It is 90 feet tall at the highest. There is a little bit of phosphorescent. No? Yes?
Yeah.
Fungus.
Okay.
That
Fluorescent.
fluorescent fungus that gives off some a little bit of light inside of here, so my non-dark vision people can see fairly well. Anyone you can see like a well-lit room. It's harder for you to see things because of the screen. The other thing that obscures you is that there are large stalactites that hang from the ceiling they're humongous, and it's like it would be like
Are they rovers?
they don't appear to be moving. You guys have dealt with a handful of those. If you want to roll a nature or an insight would be fine.
I've got insight.
Not 20. Yes.
No, you No, they're not ropers, and beyond that, you can look. You're looking around, and inside on the ground, hundreds of skeletons, just
Christ.
bones, like ripped, like the meat ripped clean from them as they've passed through this creature's digestive system, and it's not pretty. And the exit sits inside of a nest. On the opposite side, a pile of bones and necrotic filth that it has turned into a hovel. She told you the creature's size earlier. It is P big.
P big.
I think it is.
How many times can I cast Animate Death?
It is 210 feet long.
What?
Scoomy.
And it's hungry. And they haven't. And she says the last thing Mother says to you before she left is, "And we haven't fed it in a long time."
Oh, neat. Thanks.
Sounds like a real.
Meaning like she hasn't sent adventurers to it in a long time.
Uh-huh.
So you're doing her a favor, I guess. I mean, on some level, they've got to keep the thing placated because it's just getting stronger.
Killing this thing is God's work.
Yeah, for sure. So there's
I
nothing.
feel like I should hit it first with my.
What do you think? Yeah, I was
The
gonna ask you.
sickening
Yeah, make a
haze.
plan before you drop the.
Okay.
The force
We're
field.
doing popcorn initiative again, yeah?
Yeah, so you guys can choose who reacts first. The only difference is you don't know where the worm is, so the worm could
Let me go
potentially
out there
surprise
and
you.
get the worm.
Even though it's 210
Let me go get
feet
the
long,
worm.
I don't know what it is.
Let me go be
It's-
like, ooh, worm.
There
You know what I
is so much decayed human
Yeah.
adventurer filth down here. I'm talking hundreds of people. So it not only can it can
Like,
not only
dive
can
in
it
and
not
out
only
of
can
it.
it tunnel already.
Right.
Like it can move through rock, but has all these different places, and then as it moves through, it all shuffles around and kind of conceals where it's
I thought
at.
we said it couldn't move.
I thought it couldn't either. I'm sorry.
Well,
I
that's
misunderstood then.
Couldn't move.
I just misunderstood.
Okay.
I feel like the way it was explained, I thought it literally came out of like a pit.
Oh
And it
no,
was
no,
like,
it's
you know what I
yeah.
mean?
It the only thing that's keeping it from going any further
Is this
on the
wall
other
of
side
force.
is the wall of force that that they've put up, but also Hallister's just straight up.
If things get
He's just
too
making
bad,
it not able to move
run
through
to
the
me.
rock.
Yeah. What?
if things get too bad, run to me because I can get us out of here.
Okay. Also, you should just try. The other thing is I could go get close and tank it out because now my AC is 20 because you did.
Also, the center of the room, right by the nest, is the old Elder Brain spawning pool. So it's going to be all difficult terrain, as it's almost like a foot and a half, 2 feet of like this disgusting, foul, liquid sustenance that used to be used for like the brain. It's just a big bowl for the brain to sit in, basically. So
Maybe I could.
it's gonna take half your movement just to move through that liquid and then getting it. Just to kind of paint a picture of how hard it would be to try to run past it. That's what I'm, because there is a tunnel on the other side of it. It's just dammed it up with bones and stuff.
What if I begin to try to animate as many dead bodies
How long
as
does
I
it take to
can?
cast animate death?
1
Can I fly out to like the
1 minute, and
range of your big spell?
I can cast
Well,
2
I was
at
gonna
a time.
switch it up.
You can do more than that.
How many can you do? Oh, I thought she
Because
said
of your
one.
improved feature, you get at least one more. You get like 3.
What's the improved feature? What do you mean?
You get an additional one to the one that's granted on the card because of
Yes, because of undead
Yeah.
thralls, but that only grants me 1 more.
Did you already incorporate that?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Can you scale that one? Can you cast it at higher levels?
That's what I'm looking at.
How many did
I
she
can use
say?
a 4th.
She can do 2. She can maintain up, I
2
think up to 4.
additional.
Yeah.
Okay, when you cast this spell using a spell slot of 4th level or higher, you animate or reassert control over 2 additional undead creatures for each spell slot above the 3rd.
Cool. So what's your highest level spell slot?
7.
What?
So 2 above that is
Possibly.
5. No,
It is a mind.
it's a 4th level spell.
For each spell slot above
No,
third.
For each spell slot above
Yes.
third, you get 2. Okay, cool. So
And they're very tall.
2,
You know what I mean? So I think you probably would have
4, 6, 8,
but I don't
10
know.
at 7th. A 7th level spell would give you
Oh,
10
okay.
zombies.
Yeah, but
Huh?
because of undead thralls, I can double that.
Can't you
What do you mean double that?
through shadow animals? Because it's just a fine familiar.
When
spell.
you cast Animate Dead, you target an additional corpse.
You should
Yeah.
be able to.
Can I?
So that was just like 1.
So you'll get 3 each time. No,
No, I just get
you just get an additional 1 on top of that.
yeah, so 20 or however many you said I animated.
11. It'd be 10 plus 1. It's 1 casting of the spell, so you only get 1 extra undead thrall.
Oh, I
You
thought
don't-
it was for everything I like brought back to life.
I don't think so. I'd have to look at it again, but I don't think that's how it works.
Here, read Undead Thralls then.
What were you gonna ask?
Can I cast touch spells through my shadow find familiar animal?
Yes.
Cool. I'm gonna do that before we go in there. and
Cool.
find
What do you
a
turn it into?
Fox.
When you do, it turns into a real fox this time.
Dope.
It's no longer a shadow.
Whoa.
It puffs out of a shadowy smoke. And
Dope.
Look at that.
yeah, she's and she's also not. You're not translucent on your bottom half right now.
Dope.
I can fly, so I don't have to worry about the difficult terrain.
Undead Thrall.
Yeah, you got that cape.
That cape dope.
So you
You
think
can
you can
target
draw it
when
out?
you cast Animate Dead. You can target 1 additional
Yep.
corpse as a pile of bones, creating another zombie as
Okay.
appropriate.
If
So it just gives you an extra
You get my
one,
animal to
but
touch
for
it?
every
It's not for everybody. It's for
you have to. The body just
Not
has to
for
be there
us.
for you to
Yeah.
be able to reanimate it. You can with that spell reanimate up
You
to
said it.
11.
Yeah.
At the 7th level spell, you could do
You don't have to
11.
Yeah.
11
Yeah.
skeletons or zombies.
yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, that would be
What
cool.
if that's
That'd
my
be,
plan?
That would be a cool
to
thing.
just add some zombies to our
She
fighting.
can make 11 skeletons.
I
That's-
want more zombies
sweet.
in this campaign.
Cool.
Yeah,
I
I, want
will-
you to.
How long does
I
it
want you to
take?
Straight up
How
Night
long does
King
it
this
take?
shit and just-
And what's the range on it?
No spoilers.
The range is 10 feet.
He could do that in season
It's
5.
instantaneous.
I'm just-
Casting time is a minute.
I'm just kidding.
Can I spend like some hero points to like reduce the casting time?
I'll give you a hero
You
point for that.
can
I'll give you a hero
can
point for that.
cast this spell. It's 10 feet. The wall of force just stops. It doesn't stop you from targeting things because you're just targeting those bones. You're not actually like
Yeah.
sending force at them. So you can actually use the wall and
I can stay behind
you
the
can
wall.
stay behind the wall and just summon because there's just piles of these bones. They'll just be pulling
and
themselves
I can
together.
see through it.
I mean they'll be 10 feet away from you. It's just on the other side of the wall.
Okay,
so
cool.
so
How about I
So you-
hang here?
so you start doing that. Go ahead and spin your spell slot though.
Cool.
She's gonna start making zombies. What are you guys gonna do to prep for this
I'm
battle?
flying in.
Well,
Then
just so you're gonna fly in as soon as the things dropped.
I'm gonna send my fox in.
Okay, cool.
And I'm gonna go in behind him.
Okay.
I think.
I'm gonna reserve my action till
Mhm.
my fox gets to touching range.
Okay, I got you. You're gonna deliver a touch spell.
Yes.
Ouch.
I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna just go into a defensive stance.
Okay, cool.
Prepared action.
So
You
these
don't have a whistle.
zombies. Sorry, I'm thinking out loud. Oh wait, it's not this. They're
What?
not. Are they ghouls?
No, they are skeletons.
Okay.
They're skeletons. Just keep track of how many there are for me. I'll take care of all their other
$2.99.
stats. I'll tell you what the roll for them.
Because of my stats, though, they
Yeah.
get
Deals on deals on deals on.
their HP max is increased by my wizard level,
Mhm. They're extra
and
hardy.
they add my proficiency bonus to their damage rolls, which is a +5.
So just remember that when you're rolling damage
Okay.
for them. They'll do D6
Series.
bludgeoning damage when they attack,
Okay.
and they only get one attack, and they can also take actions as a bonus action. You can command them all to do something or command them all to do things. I don't know how specific it is. I'm cool with being pretty loose about it though. It's just you as a bonus action you can. No, it's a bonus action, so you can tell you can give a direction. You can give it to as many of them as you want to at
Okay.
a time. So if you
Okay.
want 6 of them to go attack that thing, you can say attack, and
Right.
6 of them will run.
Cool.
Great. That was so bad.
Is it good?
The weirdest shit. It's like the best part of a hoe.
I don't care for them. Sorry. To me, they're just not worth it.
I can't do like super sweet stuff. I want like fruity. or
Yeah.
And that is
maybe-
specifically worth it.
What were we doing?
Thank you.
Snacking.
I'm gonna go get a bowl of that
Have a hero point.
popcorn.
Thank you.
That is the way to his heart.
It's true.
And his penis.
Yeah, there's some.
Oh, Ray, you
Oh my God.
chair there.
Oh, Rainy, there's a chair there.
All right,
Okay.
let's
Lego.
go.
Saddle up.
Right, so her first action will be
Oh, wait,
commanding the Mind Flayer head to open the door. That will have to be her first action.
All right.
As a bonus action, she can tell her troops to run or whatever. So she should probably be the first one.
I'm into that.
All right.
But what order do you want?
Got the failings.
Yeah, you guys can pick the order you want to go in though. Since you have not seen the creature yet, you're not really like it isn't strict combat yet. It's more like we're gonna keep figuring out what triggers
Order of
it.
entry.
Yeah. No.
I'd like to go in next if that's okay. That way I can.
You're gonna
run.
try to draw it
I'm
out.
trying
right?
to draw it. Like.
You're gonna. Are you gonna fly in?
I'm gonna fly over.
Don't you think it'll come out for the skeletons though?
It might, but I was hoping that it. Well, I guess.
Well, remember, it already knows where. It already knows that you're in the cavern. It has a superior creature sense. So
Oh, yeah.
your
You can't sneak up on
your
this thing.
brains are letting it can smell you, and it's
Ravenous.
if you don't see it, it's because it's trying to pull a very simple trap on you, like a spider with a trap door. You know what I
this
mean?
rogue is not trying to sneak up.
I feel you. And if you're trying to wet its whistle by flying into its cave, it probably will work. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So
All right, let's do it.
just throw it in there. Will be
Because I
enough to
need him to fly to distract it, so
For sure.
Foxy can just
for sure.
not get eaten.
As a matter of fact, when you're flying against this creature, just so you know, you can use your action to use a help to aid to give to a specific even though you're not within 30 feet of them because of how this like encounter will work. You can use your help action to just fly and help someone with another check. I'll let you even do it reactionarily. So you can be like, I'm going to help by flying around, and then you can use your reaction to intercede and like grant advantage by like zooming in or something like that. But you don't have to do that.
Yeah, I think I'm basically just going to use my bonus action to disengage while flying.
Perfect.
And then
Just like try to.
use save my reaction to help if
Yeah.
someone needs it.
Cool. Well, you would take. So I'm saying take the help action as your action. That'll be you flying. As a bonus action, you're disengaging as you fly around,
Right.
and then you can, with your reaction, you can throw it to one check on the next round before your next turn.
Same. Yeah.
Okay, cool. We almost had it, everybody. Almost. I'm just teasing. That's okay.
He's a pee boy.
Gotta pee. People gotta pee, man. Humans gotta pee.
Remy.
Not their pee holes.
No.
Let's go.
Let's do it. Okay, so we basically all agreed that you would have to use your action to have the Mind Flayer open,
The wall.
drop the wall of force,
Okay.
and to be able to turn it back on. I'm kind of saying that you can, as one full action, you can turn it off, step through, and then turn it back on. Because the last thing, well, I don't know. I don't know if you want to do that. I'm not going to put. You can do that as a full action. You can also leave it open if you want to.
Or you could just stay on the outside.
Yeah, no, that's a great plan. If I
Just
can
gonna stay outside of here.
dispel it and then let it come back,
Okay.
that is the plan. And just to stay on this side of the force wall.
Well, some of your spells may not work through the wall of force. You'll have to keep it open if you're going to stay on the other side of it. But you can, as an action, so you'll be right there. You have the Mind Flayer's head. You can open it and close it at will.
I mean, you can stand at the door.
So you can stand at the
Okay.
doorway and.
Okay,
But you
That
also
sounds
have
good.
mage armor if you wanted. You wouldn't. Whatever.
right.
All
Okay.
right. So you hit the door. Your skeletons, all 11 of them, are all kind of standing, kind of just motion, like just kind of shuffling in place, and
Ooh.
they're ready for an action. So you can do that as an action. You can still bonus action command them to do something. There is no target right now.
Right.
So.
I say, stand ready.
Oh, go.
And they're kind of spread at the mouth on like a line, and they look kind of brainless. But when you say "stand ready," they all kind of like right themselves, and a handful of them like break off one of their arms and
Yes.
like get them ready to use them as cudgels,
Ooh.
and they like clack their teeth around, but only because you're using your magic to
They're
kind of
feeding off of my energy.
you're basically ventriloquisting through them. You're doing your little like skeleton dance thing.
Come, my minions, rise to your master. Let your evil shine.
I'll give you a hero point to stop.
I forgot the rest. Take it.
No, I will take it.
I'm too mean. I'll give you a hero point for having such fun role play, is what I meant to say. I'm just teasing. Alright, so they stand ready. Who do you want to pass the turn to? Dell.
Yeah, Del.
Yeah, so Dell starts. You zip in there, and yeah, you're gonna
Zap,
get.
zooey.
You're looking around. You can roll me a free perception.
With sight.
With sign, yeah. They're gonna die.
Whoa.
You're gonna kill them.
You want to hear one?
No, I'm just gonna use my mind.
They'll all be dead. It'll all be your fault. Just whispers at him all the time.
I hate that.
Creepy ass.
I fucking hate that,
I
man.
mean,
That would drive
yeah,
me
yeah.
nuts.
I'm looking around with a nat 20.
The nat 20.
That's fucking dope.
Yeah, you kind of just start. You very quickly. You're like the adrenaline kicks in. You can see everything. You don't see the creature. What you do see, the whole of the ground seems to be like shuffling underneath itself.
I start whistling the Peter and the Wolf.
Yeah, and you fly he's kind of gliding. It's a big cave. It's maybe 200 feet wide.
That's fucking creepy.
And there is
Some creepy shit.
there is a shaft of light that is coming from a crack in the edifice of the rock that one of these geodes have grown through, and it is this like that purple psionic glow is kind of coming down. So you're going pretty fast, but it looks kind of slow because of how immense the cave is.
Yeah, it's a big
Roll me a nothing, baby. On the ground below you, a good 100 feet below you, quick as lightning, this thing pops out of the ground, and you're way quick enough to get away from its like big pointy tendrils. I'll show you the picture. The picture's great. This is a good piece of art.
Fuck that.
This guy.
Ah!
Shit. One more time.
Oh my gosh.
Oh wow, creepy.
Kill that thing, man.
That's coming at you right now.
It comes up, and yeah, like those big four, like the things, no problem getting away from those. But then out of its smaller ring of mouth comes 30 of these tendrils, and they just like wrap around, and it's going to try to attack. It's going to try to entangle you. It's going to try to entangle.
Because it's big, so big.
It's huge. It's just like
I get it.
yeah, you'll have a better chance at.
Is this like deck save territory or
This is an
AC
attack.
territory?
This is AC territory, yeah.
No, I'm into it.
And it is going to be, what's your AC?
17.
All right, cool. Yeah, it gets you with the tentacles,
Oh, fuck.
and as soon as they hit you, the back of your neck just goes stiff. You can feel it, just like it's not actually doing anything other than just pulling at your psychic energy. It's you feel your soul being tugged,
Sure.
and it's going to do you some damage. How much?
I can
I
see
don't
right
know.
here,
Let's
tail
see.
No.
A little licky loo.
Keep it in your mouth, Yoshi.
You're gonna take 21 damage, bludgeoning damage, and then sorry, yeah. So it hits you, it hurts you, and then that was the bludgeoning damage, and then 13 psychic damage.
21 plus 13.
Oh, right.
Make me a strength saving throw, please, as the tendrils start to pull you in.
Oh god.
Let's see, you're flying.
Rainy.
Flying. What is my strength?
Let's make it based
get your burger.
on you said your charisma's high, right?
They're both plus 3.
Let's call. Well, I think that we'll since it's a magic item, we'll move it to. Well, we said wisdom for magic items, right? Yeah, make me a wisdom save. That was what we called for your use magic items, so that makes sense. It's an intuition with magic as opposed to like a.
16.
All right. Yeah, you pull away and you start to kind of twist, and you are even able to use some of the tentacles that are attached to you to wrap around the other ones, and then you're able to break away. And just as you like break out of it, another like 6 tentacles come out of nowhere, and they wrap you down, and you're swallowed into the belly of this beast.
No!
You are now blind. You cannot see anything. You are restrained. You have total cover from attacks, though.
Oh.
And other effects outside of it. But you will start taking acid damage at the start of the monster's turn.
Restrained. Describe the restrained condition.
You have 0 speed.
My speed is
Your
0.
speed is 0. The force of its insides pulling against you. No, there's no way to
I can
orient
make
your-
attacks.
Yeah, you can make attacks. Cool.
You
Should
better.
not have taken my potion of growth.
With its bonus action, it's going
You
to.
gotta dagger your way out of that.
I'm gonna have to
There
do
you
some
go.
shit.
With its bonus action, it spins around, and the first set of mouth, the bigger set of mouth, the kind of makes a hissing sound as a series of glands reveal, and it hurls this 60-foot cone
No.
Oh my
of
god.
acid. Have your skeletons make a DC 18 dex saving throw.
Can I add anything to it?
Your proficiency bonus.
16.
They are going to take. They fail. They're going to take full damage.
Oh god.
What is their HP?
It's not high, probably. Well, I
It's
don't know.
increased by my wizard level, but what is its star?
Let's just say that they have a nice round HP of 10 to start with. So it's 23 total with your wizard level.
Okay.
1, 2, 3,
23
4, 5,
HP.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay.
Ugh. I'm dying tonight, yo.
Yeah, so the acid sprays in almost like a line, like crowd control, like a fireman hose, and the skeletons just they stand their ground, and it sprays against them, and they melt like butter, just like into the edifice of the rock in front of you, creating this almost ivory like cascade of bone that kind of makes a new paving as it kind of
I imagine we get a little like zoom in on Meryl's face real fast right now, and she will consider it a comedic moment. She gets to go, uh-oh.
Good. That's a good way to play that.
Now
Yes.
on to plan B.
Well,
I suppose.
that's better than you guys taking 10d6 acid
my
damage.
God.
And in that way, those skeletons. Thank you very much, little friends. That's one.
Exactly what you
That's
did.
one
That's what
round
you were
that you
for.
guys didn't take damage from
True.
this thing.
Jesus.
Except for you.
I can do that again,
The tanks.
just not at the 7th
Tanking.
level. I could
Yeah,
potentially animate.
you
okay.
can. Yeah, you can. It takes a minute, so you can't do it during combat.
Right.
But it was cool, and I decided that all the damage would go towards.
Thank you.
No, not don't thank me. That's just That's how.
No, I get it.
It's a cool moment.
Oh, I can't do it in the middle of battle.
Yeah, it takes a minute. Your turn.
It's my turn.
What?
Well, you're in the stomach.
No, you already.
We haven't all.
Oh,
gone.
my bad. Yeah. Your turn.
Can my fox get to a place where it can touch it
You
while
can't-
it's?
I don't think we should do that now. He'll go too.
Oh yeah. He's in it.
What'd you guess?
He's gonna shift it to a different plane.
Oh, cool.
Will he go with it?
Yes,
Yes,
100%.
100%
Oh,
would
fuck.
go with
Are you
it.
gonna cast Banish? What are you reading?
No,
Plane.
it's plane shift.
Plane shift?
Here, I got it right here. You want to read it?
I don't care.
Well, I mean,
Well, that's not what
The
she would
bottom
do.
part is
No,
what
it is
like
not
pertains
what
to
she-
gone
you.
forever.
Yeah. No, I mean,
It would be pretty crazy though if she didn't know you'd been eaten.
well, I mean, I'm
And
playing
she
it
was
as
like,
Sailor would
"Huzzah!"
have been like, wait,
Yeah.
we talked about
Hey,
this
guys.
idea.
These spells don't work in the Undermountain.
What?
The teleportation spells. You've known that since.
Oh, that's true.
They'll get you out of the plane. Like it's a bunker.
I
Okay.
did it.
You could create a demi-plane. That's the only workaround. So you could make a pocket universe to throw it in for the duration of the spell, but you couldn't send it anywhere else. And once the spell ended, it would
It's
basically.
an instantaneous spell, and the
There's
creature
not
is
a
supposed to
time frame.
find its own way out of the current plane of existence.
I didn't read the end of it.
The
Because
end of
I-
it is what pertains to doing it
Okay,
to someone
yeah,
else.
yeah.
Sorry.
So choose a creature with a melee spell attacking against it.
Charisma save.
Charisma save. It's transported around location on plane you specify. Sure. Yeah. So what I'm saying is that you could create a pocket dimension for it, but it would basically be like a concentration spell, and you would have to hold on to that.
Right there.
You could leave. You could leave.
Right.
This might work is what I'm saying. But as soon as you cast another concentration spell, take a nap, stop thinking about it, it's going to be
But
back
Dell
in that
would
cave.
be there with it.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. It would definitely zoop him away.
bibbidi boppity boo.
Dope.
Bippity boppity.
Well,
Oof.
I don't know. I tell you what, he'll have to make a save too.
Dun, dun, dun.
What kind of save?
Also, I'm not making a melee attack against him. It would be against the worm.
Well, yeah, but then it would say he
He's in it.
has total cover, so he wouldn't have a choice.
Cool. I also have other spells, but they're just.
What else you got?
Well,
not as
because
good.
the way the spell works for friendly targets is that they either it just works if you're like, I want it to work. But in this situation, you could fight going with it the same way. You would basically you could choose to try to not let it work. It's a teleportation spell, so it's not like it's a. So if you wanted to try that, you could try to make a save to resist going with it, and I mean that might work.
We may be able to just kill him.
Yeah. I don't know how many hit points something like this would have.
That's a potential plan at some point though.
Yeah.
We could try to just.
Regardless, in character, I think Sailor would want to get Dell out of there before we
Right.
even tried it.
Sure.
Okay.
Cool.
Then I'm gonna try to disintegrate a different part of it.
Sure. It's big.
Yeah. And so I
You
need
don't
to make
really
a
know any way of knowing where he is in it, but it's,
Right.
Integrate its head.
deck save.
We can cut him out of it.
you don't have to make a dex save.
I'm excited for my move.
Gotta move.
I
You
gotta
gotta move up there.
Shit.
I realized that I had to look, and I got a fun thing I'm gonna try. You know, stuck inside a monster type thing.
Sure.
Yeah. Cool.
Do, 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 do.
Cool. I hope it fails.
Fuck.
Cool. I'm kidding. Hey, we're on the same team.
Same team, guys.
But I'm gonna win at this game. I'm gonna win.
It fails.
I won D&D.
So I need 13d6.
Yes!
I got 10 right here.
Dope.
So-
Just give me your. Oh, that works.
Just throw this all in there.
Sorcerer. Yes. All those damages.
A pew pew. A pew pew. Don't make me pew pew. A pew 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 pew. Pew pew.
Pepe.
City slicker.
Silica.
80 force damage.
80?
80.
Yes!
When did it I have a hero point. That's a lot of
That
damage.
is a lot
Not a
of
hero
damage.
point. That's a lot of damage.
Yeah. She you just
Casting it at 7th level is 13d6 plus 40.
Oh, okay, cool.
Whatever.
Fuck your
I
gargantuan.
just went out
size
there. I want to
monster.
put. Yeah, just fuck it.
We want to go through.
I'm just
It
gonna
has-
start walking
it has
across.
to make a con save now.
You know what that means?
Did more than half of it shit.
Sure did.
It reels back as you burn a large run in it.
Can I see light?
You spit this gush of just pure inky darkness rushes across it, and as it does, it's this like misty plague that just eats away at its edifice. And yeah, you just like you're like it's wiggling around, and part of its like digestive chambers open, and you just like all wet kind of sling out of it, and you kind of like roll me a dex save as you have to fly around because you're like going to reorient yourself. This have to be a 10.
28.
You're fine. Cool.
Do it.
You got anything else?
So, question.
Mm-hmm.
This Find Familiar Fox is different than my Hound of Ill-Omen.
Mm-hmm.
Can I have them both attack?
You can choose to let your familiar attack in your place. Since
Okay.
you used your action already, you can. But the Hound of Ill-Omen still can.
Is a bonus.
Yeah, he gets its own.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Cool, so-
just gotta pull.
And yeah, you can make that thing look any way you want it to now when you summon it.
Awesome.
It's just a big bad beast.
Yeah, it's a
Big old
big
bad
shadow
beast.
beast.
Yeah. Just like general beast.
I like even like the idea that it's like amorphous, like it looks like a cat, and then
If anyone's seen Over the Garden Wall, the villain from that is how I imagine it, actually. But it's a very odd reference to children's cartoon. Horrifying children's cartoon, actually, but
It's a really fun, like fatally whimsical kind of, but terrifying.
over the garden wall.
baby.
The beast.
We're talking about the beast. The beast. It is scary.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that. It's just horrible, inky black, little spots for eyes. That's cool. I like it.
what were the stats for that again? The dire wolf?
It's a dire wolf, yeah.
Sweet.
It's a dire wolf.
It's a direwolf. Yeah.
It's a dire wolf.
It's a direwolf.
I can't figure out how this.
Yeah, it's a direwolf.
It's
It's a dire wolf.
a dire wolf.
It's a direwolf.
It's a dire wolf.
Hermione.
It's a non-nat 20 to hit.
It's
A pew pew.
he's a big
Can I have
monster.
2d6 maybe?
It's all wrapped up. So now it's starting to like more and more of its
Oh.
body's coming out as you are fighting it, like slithering out, kind of like Play-Doh out of the end of the tube. It just keeps like kind of wrapping around itself.
It's a 13 piercing damage.
Nice. Noise.
Nice.
Noise.
That's really nice.
Oh, it's down here. I fell down. My bad. Hold up. It's a 13.
That's too right.
So yeah, so there's just more and more of its body. It's just a gargantuan creature. You keep thinking that it's ended, and I love the way it's like wrapped around itself. So cool. Okay, who do you want to go next?
Sayla hasn't gone yet.
Cool.
Take it away.
I'm gonna, as a bonus action, activate my one with the mountain. I'm gonna
Nice.
spend 3 hit dice to raise my AC and attack by 3.
Cool.
Sweet.
Shit. And when you do that, you feel a reverberation as magic pushes through the dimensional rift, filling you with energy. Because this place is part of the mountain, even if it's not technically part of the mountain. You know what I mean? Like, Halsur has stitched it into the mountain like a patch on a quilt. It's not from there originally, but now, you know, this gets ripped back out. Which is what these guys essentially want to do. They want to rip their patch off and get out of here. Very cool. What do you do? Is that an action to do that, or?
Bonus action.
Cool.
And I'm gonna attack it.
Dope.
Do it.
Run up, Captain.
Oh yeah, it's very
One.
awesome. That's a lot. 19 plus 12 to hit.
It hits.
What's your AC right now, Cap?
23.
Groovy.
Bitchin'.
27 to hit.
It hits.
And I'm going to smite on both of them.
Nice.
Sweet.
3rd level spell slots.
Dope. You're about to do a lot of damage too.
Yep. Let's see. I need 8d8.
Dope. How many you got?
2.
And there's 2.
I need 4 more d8.
There's
D8.
3 more.
There's 1.
2 more d8.
Where's
Sorry,
all
I'll
my
give you
d8s?
one.
1 more d8.
Did I get
One more
3?
D8.
Here you go.
You go, somebody?
Give me 3 of yours.
Hold on for one more D8. Hold on for one more D8.
That's a D10?
Mhm.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know you got a D10.
Mhm.
Oh, that's the initial damage. That's a smite. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Tracking that.
53 damage.
Damn. Raccoon.
Awesome.
You can have your point. That's awesome. As you smash into it, the first one, you hear a ripping sound as you tear through its carapace. And the second one, ram the shield, almost wedging into it. And you hear a crunch, and it's very satisfying. But then this spray of acid just like washes over you.
Thanks, Uncle
And
Timothy.
you're gonna take. Whoa! You're gonna
No.
take 16 acid damage. That's awesome.
Take that.
And as soon as it hits, it's like a gusher, and then the acid closes the wound, and it doesn't gush anymore. So it's like almost like a self-preservation system that like closes the wound, but it burns whatever's around it. The other thing you notice, roll me a insight. You have insight, right?
I do.
Insight.
17.
Cool. Yeah. So you're like you're just like getting it out of your eyes probably, and you like turn back around and you look at it, putting the shield up, and it's like careening around, and it like arcs up in a bell curve, and then just like whoosh, dives down and to investigate the space of what's punching it. And as you throw up the shield, it like gets really close, and then it stops and is like, and you realize that it can't see you. The shield's non-detection spell has rendered you
sweet.
completely invisible to this creature because it doesn't have a
What?
mind. It doesn't have regular perception. It can only use its creature sense to see people. So it can't see you.
Crazy.
It doesn't actually hear either. It just has this creature sense.
I'm gonna just back up.
Cool.
And like
Yeah.
really
Yeah,
do this
yeah.
thing and have everybody come to me.
Well, it's only going to work for you.
Oh.
The normal effect, it's a different like version of that effect. So
Oh,
in
okay.
this specific context, they can still taste the other creature's brains because it's not actually it's not actually a detection spell it's using, but the magic is so concentrated on the shield itself that it can't sense the shield or you.
Okay, cool. That's still cool though.
That's very cool.
Someone else could pick up the shield, and if they did, without being attuned to it, it would.
Can you keep attacking without?
Well, I mean, I'm out of action.
I know,
Okay, is that everybody?
Yeah.
Cool. That's your turn then.
Great. I would like to. Actually, can I make a check first? Can I see how charismatic a creature like this could be? Or like, you know what I'm trying to
You're-
say?
In the metagame, I do. I don't really get it. I don't know what your character.
Like-
what spell are you trying to cast?
Indigo.
Planar bind, which just binds it to my service.
So that wouldn't work on this creature because that specifically works on creatures that are outsiders that you summon. This
Celestial.
creature
elemental,
This creature is
fey.
from this plane.
I'm
so
sorry. Okay, I get it. Okay. In that case,
you could use that on a demon.
okay. I want to try to cast Finger of Death
Awesome.
from 120 feet,
Yeah,
bitches.
you're not anywhere near it. Is a spell attack?
No, it makes a con save.
Cool. What's your spell save again?
17.
It saves. You can tell that as you cast the magic at it. Wait, Finger of Death is 7th level, right?
Yeah, it still takes damage.
Don't you only have one 7th level spell? You've already cast that. You can't cast that.
I'm sorry.
Cast something else. It's fine. You just
I'm
didn't
sorry.
You just didn't do that.
Okay.
It's not a big deal.
No, I forgot
No,
about
you're
that.
a dirty, dirty cheater.
I'm
and we all need
sorry.
to acknowledge it.
Okay,
You're
then.
going
How
cheaters.
about this?
Mayor, we're gonna have to punish her off screen.
Don't you have a way of copying spells you've seen?
Uh-huh.
Why don't you disintegrate them again?
I could. It doesn't do the same amount of damage, though, would it?
What is it?
She has a way of copying spells that she's seen so she can do them.
As
takes
a
time.
reaction,
It takes time.
It takes time, and you got to write it and spend gold and all that kind of stuff.
I can use it as a reaction. It's a magic quill that copies the
Oh.
spells that it sees.
Oh, cool.
Oh shit!
As
okay.
long as
That's
it's
what I'm
from,
saying.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Is-
So
as
you,
long as it's from the wizard list.
yeah. So you,
I think
Disintegrate
that
it.
one's on.
Disintegrate's on
Yeah,
the
it's
list.
sorcerer wizard.
So you could have while she cast that you could have use your reactions. We'll just retcon that. That's fine. Because it's all in the same
There you go.
round of time. So it would have happened before
And
this.
you can cast at 7th level too, right?
No, not anymore because I used that slot. I only have
Oh,
one
yeah,
7th
one
level.
But you can cast it at 6th level.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, dope.
That's cool.
Okay. So, hold on.
Have a hero point.
How many...
Use the quill, sister.
Oh yes.
Copy
Show me your magic.
in your life.
Okay. All right.
Nasty!
That is pretty cool.
This is getting awkward.
It's like kind of dripping with inside fluid.
It makes another save, right?
Deck save.
Yeah. Deck save. 10d6.
Can
Yeah,
you help?
It fails.
Okay.
Sweet. So I do...
I guess it's a save, not an attack. So.
I need 10d6.
You can, in this context, that'd be fine. If you
But
impose
at the
disadvantage.
6th level,
It's 10d6 plus 40.
it increases by 3d6 for each spell slot above the 6th.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's
1, 2, 3.
4.
4,
How many
5,
mana points do you have now?
6.
total?
That's I only did that and we
7.
rested that and casted
No, I just mean in general. I just don't.
my max.
Yeah.
I need
My
2
max
more
right now is
D6,
78.
please.
Yeah.
Can I get 2 more d6?
They even mean.
Yeah, it's a thing.
You're just blowing shit up.
So like she
I need
can
one
cast
more
It's
D6.
better than spell slots.
2, 4,
first level
6,
spell
8,
costs
9.
two spell points.
Yeah.
Second level spell costs
I need
4.
1 more d6.
Third level spell costs 6.
She can cast a bunch of.
She can cast her low level spells all day long, like
High level.
and she can only cast a high level spells above 4th level once
Range.
a day. So yeah, your any spell that casts at 5th level, 6th level spells, you can
Yeah.
only cast a spell at
Like
that level.
4th once, 5th once.
You can cast 4th level spells as much as you want to, but 5th level spells,
Once.
6th level spells,
Yeah.
you only do them once per day.
Similar to like Warlock.
Kind of like Warlock. It's
usually my big spells have shut.
it's a
down,
restriction, so you're not
really.
just like the idea is that
disintegrate.
yeah, and the idea is that you're spamming mid-level kind of cool
Yeah.
spells.
Well, with the spell of manipulation,
The
it's more like
magic,
you're just
yeah.
kind of just a swirling.
But I think that it
Spell
achieves it the
master.
effect of it feeling mechanically helping the roleplay, but feeling different than the other spellcasting class. Because I like spell slots, especially for wizard, because it's like it's I got a
Helps
book
you really keep
and I
track
have
of it.
and I have all these things and I'm ticking boxes and it's very like clerical and I think that that's kind of right for wizard and then sorcerer's got its more.
73 damage.
Oh, Jesus, have a hero point.
How much? How much?
Yes, 73.
You guys are doing
It's 33 damage plus 40.
some serious damage to this thing.
Thanks, witchy sissy.
All right, it's going to use
That's
its
fun.
interrupt point and
Nice.
cannot reach you because you're too far away. It cannot sense you, and you're flying around it still. How far away from it were you? How
60.
60. Okay, cool. It's going to move 30 feet towards you, but as it's moving 30 feet towards, yes.
Do I get attack of opportunity because of sentry or sentinel?
Sure. Yeah.
Use a hero point. Whatever. 19 to hit.
Uh-huh.
Okay. His speed is 0. 8 damage.
I'm
Max.
gonna use an interrupt point.
He takes 8 damage and his speed 0 now.
Oh no, not more than that. Sorry, 15 damage. I forgot to have my strength. Sorry.
I'm gonna say because of how big he is, his speed's halved. I don't,
Okay,
I don't
that's
say there's
fair.
any way
Yeah.
that. I mean, I like the idea that you can stop some big stuff, but
No, that's
Yeah.
completely fair. That's ridiculous.
that's fine. Yeah, use your interrupt point. It'll just come back to me when your turn's in.
Right. I'm gonna fly to his head or in front of him.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know where Selah is.
I'm down.
Sayla's behind him. It's moving towards
Her.
towards Minerva, and you're kind of right above, like between it and Minerva right now.
Sure.
And you could easily wrap around back towards Sayla, or
Yeah,
you can reach anybody in the cave.
I'm gonna drop my Darn's fortress.
Okay. Like it's on its body.
On in front of it, and I don't think it has to like land on it to do damage. I just think it has to
Open. Yeah.
hit it. to do
Yeah.
damage.
Yeah, for sure. It
So
just says open.
my
here.
goal is to drop it between.
You try to like drop it into its mouth.
I was gonna open it inside it with me
Uh-huh.
when I was stuck inside.
Well, you
it,
want to
but
just dive inside? You want to?
I kind of
Get
want
there,
to,
his
but
little
I
mouth.
do it. Maybe I should just disengage into past it and drop it in its mouth.
I think you should do whatever you want to do.
What is
Well,
You've
Yeah,
got
yeah,
you've
yeah,
got
so
you've got
we'll-
9 lives.
I was also excuse me, sir. Sir, I have 6 lives.
Yeah. Well,
Let the record.
He's really got 7. He
No,
just
no.
doesn't count the one he's
yeah. His real life. I get it.
Why would I count my real life?
Okay. Well, yeah. Whatever you want to do. I think that there is any of those scenarios have the chance of succeeding and failing.
Oh, none of them are gonna fail. Sorry.
Jesus Christ, that's just
just
confidence.
yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, I'm going to drop it. I'm gonna disengage
Rainy.
past its mouth and drop it in its mouth.
Okay.
See if I can toss it.
Hey,
Cool. So you
I'm
dive around.
proficient in throwing small metal cubes, right?
It's like a dex-based thing. I think you could throw it with as much proficiency as you throw anything else. I'm fine with that. All right, so you swing in. It does not disengage. You don't get any attack opportunities, so it's going to let you throw that thing. Go for it.
Throw it at it.
no.
Just make a dex attack,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Just throw a fucking fortress at it. Die.
18.
Yeah, you definitely you
As
get
I
it. You
throw it, I
don't
yell.
get it down like its throat or anything, but you get it up in its like maw.
Yeah, it's like in that
Uh-huh.
face area.
No.
Hey, catch! That's the word.
Cool. And you what does it do? How much damage?
It opens up and it does.
This building just flying.
Oh my
It's
God.
so amazing
Thunk.
to imagine. Just out of nowhere.
Which
Flipping
is why
through the
you
air.
would like Ant-Man. I stand by it.
I wouldn't say
You'd like it.
I guess I should say I didn't dislike Ant-Man. It just
Yeah.
was not my favorite.
I hear you.
You're not allowed to dislike Ant-Man. That's what Tara's saying.
I guess so. You know what?
Tara's made
Did
her
you watch
stance
it?
very clear
I did one.
on Ant-Man.
Then you're allowed to think
And
whatever you want
women.
about it.
Okay. Thank you.
Timmy has to make a DC 15 dex save.
Oh, nice.
Do you hear that?
It does.
Ouch.
It turns its body away. I mean, it's still big. It's just like not all its sensitive organy stuff. Kind of. Probably shielded. It's not looking good though.
good to
Oh, by
hear.
the way, Sayla, take 4 damage.
Okay.
From acid.
Acid.
As you after hitting it, of course.
Sure.
Awesome. So it does half damage.
It does half damage.
Okay.
So 5d10.
No, it's 10d10.
10d10 halved.
Yeah, you still get the benefit of there being
Getting
more
the chances,
chances of
yeah.
getting higher.
Okay.
There's some more D10.
Yeah, you just do half of it. You can just roll those multiple times. Could be a baby about it.
No, why not even touch that?
Why did I even touch that?
Sorry.
Ding! I should probably fill this dead time with some talking,
51 halved.
but I'm not going to.
But
50,
I'm not going.
50.
51, and then you have that.
Okay.
How
All right.
much?
51
So-
damage.
Nice.
Give me my own.
That's-
All right,
I was gonna hold on to those.
It's gonna finish its turn. After you
I
throw-
interrupt.
You can't. You've already gone.
You've had your turn this round.
already had your
That's
turn.
the
Oh,
reason
that's
why I
how
was
that
doing
works.
this.
The building kind of like hits it and like bounces off and hits the side of the cave, and when it does, everything kind of shakes because this massive building
That makes
it's
me
rolled through it, and it is going to reach out at you with its mind and fuck you up, buddy.
Yep.
Your mind blast.
Make me a intelligence saving throw, please.
Fucking save. Is what Jake wants to say.
Oh, tight. $16.
Well, you automatically take 13 psychic damage, and then you said 16.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it, man! Just barely. Just barely. You feel, for a moment,
Uh-oh.
everything slipping away from you, like your whole life is it's pictures and it's like glimpses of
Would
scenes.
I lose my grip on my cape?
No. You're just for a
Okay.
second. Your mind is almost gone, but you're able to kind of resist it, and you literally like veer away, like fly away from its
Yeah.
mind. This like beam of enfeeblement that it's like.
Oh, fuck.
Damn. Yeah, that's.
Oh, fuck.
You're lucky. Your intelligence.
Ray, is
Maybe
that
I'll
Ray
lose
of
your intelligence.
Enfeeblement?
No, this is it's feeble mind. It's an 8th level spell.
Oof.
It would have turned your charisma and intelligence to a 1.
Oh, no.
Gangster. I start whistling Peter and Wolf.
All right, and now everybody that isn't Sayla, make me a dex saving throw as it sprays acid over the entire side of the cave.
I don't know, guys.
You can roll with advantage because you are able to use the door frame to.
Without being a blind boy.
You just barely survived getting killed, so.
Maybe not. Dex save?
Yes.
29.
Nice. You'll take half damage.
18.
You'll take half damage.
16.
You'll take with advantage. And you'll take full damage.
Evasion.
Invasion works. Take no damage.
Point.
I'm about to die.
You fine. How many hit points you got?
A lot. I mean, I'm at full hit points, but I don't have enough hit points.
How many?
86. 86 hit points.
I have 84.
That's my question. My question.
I'm gonna make you guess. I'm gonna tell you how I feel about it
That's
first.
not a good idea. I like to know. What is the
You're
deal?
gonna take 48
One shot.
acid damage on a fail, and
24.
that's math.
And that's math.
What'd you say your max was?
And that's
86.
how you math. Bitch.
Cool. That's its turn. Who went last? Or who? It hit all of you, so I'll let anybody who got hit can go. Okay, cool.
So I cast a 7th level spell last time, so I'm gonna cast Disintegrate as a 6th level spell now.
Perfect.
Cool. So make me a dex save.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Happily.
Yes, bye-bye.
All right, he fails.
Yes.
Oh my god.
It's a big fucking.
10
He has a negative to his dex. He's
Oh, he does.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
He's,
well, I mean,
he's not
it's-
big making these
it's
dex
quick.
big.
He's just huge. Yeah.
Hey, it's D6.
Oh.
Yeah.
D6.
This is one of the biggest things you guys have fought this campaign so far.
5,
Yes. It is
7.
It's
it's
humongous.
literally gargantuan. I
Yeah.
don't think we've seen.
Those are
My
all
character
86.
hasn't seen a gargantuan.
I've seen that purple, that mechanical purple worm, and that was pretty big, but it's maybe like half the size of this thing.
I think I got swallowed in that one, right?
Purple one.
Well,
No,
we
no,
fought,
no.
you and I fought a purple worm. And
No.
Oh, okay.
It's Torrand's. It was a mechanical thing that bent in a tunnel. You guys didn't even fight it.
No, our level 20 is
I'm gonna empower this so I can re-roll 5 of the damage.
Murder.
Cool.
5 damage.
Fuck
Right?
out of it. Yeah, it was pretty rad.
Just fucking using magic, shadow magic, please. Thank you.
Get that one.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
I
not
got
a one. You got this, girl. Yes. That was so worth it. Awesome.
Hold me like you should, so I'ma keep on dancing.
80.
You're 20.
Describe how you kill it.
Yes.
That acid is gonna splash on me, and I'm just gonna like let out this awful, shadowy, blood-curdling scream that doesn't seem like it's from this dimension. That I won't replicate for you guys right now.
Cuckoo.
Yeah. And it's gonna go bye-bye.
Yeah.
Sweet. Literally, it just turns to
Into
dust.
dust. Yeah, and
Dope.
like she hits a very small like part of it. She only hits like its head, but it just like those little like firecracker like worm things. You know how it just like kind of it just rolls down there and it just turns to ash. Just like this long. She just.
That is so cool.
Cool.
She Thanos snapped him away.
All right, you guys.
And
Can
now I know disintegrate.
you guys can all have a level,
Yes!
Oh, shit.
and we can.
Watch
yeah.
Game of Thrones now?
Well, I'm just gonna say we can either. You have two options. We can just head on down to. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you guys that I wanted Halleck to be missing. So Halleck's gone, but.
What do you mean? God?
But when you asked Mother about it, she knew nothing about it, and the exterminator could not sense him any longer.
Ooh,
So,
Crazy.
who's not on this level?
but and the Primus Stone is missing. So, your guess is that Halleck took it to the terminus level without all of you.
Oh, bad. That's not good.
He took it where?
Down to see his father without
Yeah.
us. Not a good plan.
No.
Well, cool. We killed this fucking thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Good job.
Yeah,
you
I'm
guys
not gonna high five
did
you.
most
Me
of
too.
it.
we can head down to the next level called that session, or you guys can investigate this space. We've got a few more minutes if you guys want to check out.
Yeah?
Secrets.
I mean, we can. It'd be dungeon crawly. We'd have to like pick out spots and like roll through. So, well, we can. Or how about this? Let's
Tell them about
let's.
your secrets thing again.
What I mean, yeah.
There's nothing in this room. I
Oh,
mean,
okay.
well, I can let me just double check. there were secrets. This would be
You
the
said level up though.
Yes.
I'm gonna level up.
Leveling up.
It was very Jack Black of you.
That was.
Yeah, you guys are gonna have to crawl through whatever, like it's like Death Den was, but you can see that the tunnel connects on the other side, and it heads down to the terminus level.
I'm very interested in trying to skip that level.
You can't.
Well, I'm very interested in wishing I could
I
skip
still
that level.
am interested in it.
You can't. I mean, in the sense that there are no. The only way you could it would be getting hold of like Halster's one of his horned rings, maybe. Like there's no teleportation to any of the lower levels from here on out.
Was it just here that we couldn't teleport?
Or is it the whole mountain?
So
I can't remember, I'm
it's
sorry.
the whole mountain,
Okay.
and
Can I teleport within the level?
it all functions. It all functions slightly differently. So you can't teleport between levels, but you can teleport on the level between spots. That it's like Misty Step still works the way it should.
I just got Shadow Walk, so I can teleport in between dark spaces
Yeah.
up to 120.
That works perfectly fine.
Dope.
That's
Great.
cool.
Can we take a long rest?
You can. You can go back to your beds. There's like you've killed the monster. You can go back and be like, we killed the thing. You guys don't have to do anything. How about we just end the session right now? It's 9:40. We watch Game of Thrones. We'll end the session now. You guys don't have to decide whether you want to investigate. We can decide over the week. We'll message about it whether we want to investigate more. I'll prepare both. I'll prepare the next level and the rest of this level. So
Sweet.
you guys can explore these characters more, or like I don't know. It seems like Sayla doesn't really care what their motives are. It's like
Seems like it.
let's just get rid of Halster.
I feel like since seeing our sister, we'd be looking for
I
a little bit
yes, totally. I
You
think we
saw
should.
your sister?
Yeah, dude.
With Hallister.
And I'll be damned if she gets
The
an
Extreme Tour
apprenticeship
showed
over
it.
me.
Proof I don't watch the stream, sorry.
that happened tonight.
more. You were sitting right there.
Yeah, he was doing a bit
Maven.
or something.
I was
Maven.
probably doing a bit.
Probably.
He's too busy entertaining Taylor is what it really is. That Taylor was making jokes at the two of you guys earlier. I was like, he doesn't even listen to me. He's just listening to them make cutesy faces at each other.
We're role playing. Or
Yeah,
something.
they are role playing. It's
Hey.
A little too cute.
maybe foreplay.
Hey.
I'm very pro sex. Okay,
100%.
so I think that so you can explore more, but yeah, you're right. I think like motive wise, you also know that
Yeah, if she's gonna try to get
That
in close with Hallister,
the
I don't
next
like her
3
stepping on my
levels
toes.
run as thus.
My ego toes.
Make sure I'm saying this right. The next level is the terminus level. That's the level where Hallister takes all the things that failed him, all the failed experiments, and for some reason,
Can I see that dagger page?
yes,
I don't want to interrupt.
You are.
This is not an interrupt point.
you are interrupting, but yes, you are.
I used an interrupt.
Give away a hero point.
Can't believe this is the first time I've ever used an interrupt point as much as I actually in real life interrupt.
You know, awareness is the first step, man.
I'm not sure. I've been unaware of that. I've noticed.
Well, I lied. Terminus level is not the next level. So that's still okay. Well, let me retcon what I said about Hallister. I mean, with Halleck.
Alert.
He's just been meditating.
Meditating.
Like his eye has been glowing, and you guys can't get him to
Snap out of
snap
it.
out of it. Yeah, there's quite a few levels up. I think that they know what's below them, and they're happy to tell you what it is, right? So, the next level. Will be the Caverns of Ooze.
Oh no.
They don't know much about that level, except that there are oozes there, obviously, and that there was a distress call that was in their language of galactic deep speech. So, but they were never able to respond to it because of the blocks that Halster's placed on them. They couldn't reach out to it or try to, but there might be something might be a mind flare on that level. Level 20. There is a lich that lives on level 20 that is Hallister's enemy.
Interesting.
I like liches.
Level 21, the Terminus
Maybe
level.
having this lich on our side could be.
We've already talked about we've already talked about
advantageous.
Terminus level, so we know what that is. Level 22, a family of Waterdavian nobles called the Shadow Dusk. Remember you met a few of them earlier in the campaign? They were.
I think I have a card about that level.
Hmm?
Do I have a card about that level?
You might, I don't know.
I think I
You
have
guys
a
met
secret.
NPCs though that had it was a brother and a sister, and they helped you guys get through an area earlier.
Yeah,
and
I remember that.
then beyond that level is the Mad Wizard's lair, and you can expect to meet his only like functioning and living apprentices as well on that level. They don't know how many of them or who they are, but they know that he has at least a handful that he hasn't completely destroyed or
I
turned
have
into.
a very strange feeling that Maven may be one of
Maybe.
them. Or worry.
Who knows?
I have a strange
Anyways,
worry. I would
Have
hate
a good
that.
night. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.
Remember, everybody.
Suck
Suck it.